Hello viewers, I'm SB, and welcome back to Solo Board Game Time. The response to the last video seemed to be pretty positive, so I'm going to keep doing these periodically. It's not always going to be Feast for Odin, that's just what I feel like playing today. But there are a lot of cool solo board games, and this is a thing that's really popular lately. People are releasing board games with solo modes. So if there are particular board games you'd like to see me play solo, try out, or for whatever reason, frankly, I don't even care why you want to see it. Go ahead and post that stuff in the comments below, and I'll see what I can do. So let's get started here. Today, our starting profession is bait layer. I don't know if this is very good. Every time you successfully lay a snare, you get to upgrade a fish to a game meat. I don't know. I think a lot of it's going to come down to whether we draw enough snares to make snaring even a good thing. Sometimes your starting profession isn't really relevant. It happens. And our starting mountains are very wood heavy. Lots and lots of wood. Not a lot of stone available. Oh well, we'll figure it out. So we'll take our feast and our weapon card. I'm not sure if these are shuffled or not. Well, that's not a bad start. And our opening feast here, and let's get going. If you've never seen Feast for Odin before, and you don't know how this game works, I'm not going to be explaining it here. There is a video on this channel. I'll put a link in the description. It'll be at the top of the description. Of me and Elise playing it, where we do explain the rules and go through how it works. So you can watch that. But we're just gonna play a game here. So, in order for this to even potentially be good, obviously we'd have to have a reasonable source of fish, and also there's a lot of good islands with fish. So here's the thing: with the new islands, in the last video where I played with these solo, I said that I thought Lofoten didn't look very good. I have since played with it a couple of times, and I actually think it's very good. It's really easy to get some income off of it. The fish bonus is almost trivial to collect. So I think that's going to be my strategy here. We're going to get Lofoten. We're going to get the fish bonus online right away. And then we'll have fish for if bait layer becomes relevant. So the first thing we're going to do is get some wood so that we can build our thing here. And I guess I actually should have looked this up before starting the video. I'll just real quick pop over to the publisher's website and grab the appendix. But I guess maybe it's just when you do the action. My guess is that you have to do it successfully. But we're definitely getting wood. So let's go for the 2 wood space, because we're gonna build a whaling vessel to go get Lofoten, but we might use wood for something else in the future. We could go 1 and 1 and upgrade one of our starting tiles. I don't think that's a terribly important play. Our starting tiles are fine for the stuff we're going to use them for. Likely what's going to happen is we're going to eat this feast, and then we're going to upgrade the flax to linen. That's pretty common. Okay, according to the appendix, each time you take a laying a snare action, whether you succeed or not, you can exchange a stockfish in your supply for a game meat. That's actually much more interesting, because it means that if you fail the space, it's trade a fish for a game meat and get a wood, and you get one of your Vikings back, so it only costs you 1 Viking to do that. That's actually a pretty good space. That's totally relevant. But everything I was saying before is true. Oh, by the way, thank you very much to the guy who pointed out. I wish I had looked up your name. If I was a professional, I might have done that. Thank you very much to the guy who pointed out that Elise and I have been playing the game wrong. It turns out you can put multiple orange goods or multiple red goods horizontally on your feast table. It's just you can't put multiples of the exact same orange or red good. If I had 2 flaxes on the table, one of them would have to be vertical. But I could have the flax and the peas both be horizontal, and it's fine. We've been making the game a little bit harder for ourselves than we had to. Alright, let's take the wood from this mountain, and the reason it's this mountain instead of that one is that this way, when erosion happens at the end of the turn, we'll have stone available. We'll be able to actually build stuff. Then we'll go and build ourselves a whaling vessel. The whaling vessels are here. That will cost a wood, and then we will go and get Lofoten right now. And here's the reason I'm doing this right now is... Well, actually, I was about to say, the reason I'm going to get it right now is because we could potentially get that fish bonus this turn. But maybe that's a little harder than I'm thinking. Here's what I'm thinking. We could go whaling, right? Because oil plus whale stuff works really well. But we actually can't do that on the first turn. We could still go right because they're both green. I'm used to being able to weave an upgrade action in there because I don't usually take this on the first turn, I guess. We still could do a version of it. We could put the oil right here and the whale bones right here and then have 3 income. We also are, like, I should probably point out, not really very likely to succeed at the whaling, but we're still going to do it because the cost of failing at the whaling space is pretty low. So you get your card right when you place your guys. Stone Carver. Whenever you take stone from a mountain strip, you get a coin for each stone you took. Okay. That's cool. I like that one. Especially since we're, like, in a position where that might happen next turn. We gotta actually, you know, play the cards at some point. Alright, so let's just roll the dice. So we have an oar and a spear. You know, there's a printed oar on the whaling boat. Plus a spear, plus a wood. And if we roll a 3 or less, I will gladly take the reward. Okay, first roll's a 10. Second's a 4. Very close. And final roll is looking pretty bad. It's an 8. Okay, yeah, I don't feel too bad about that at all, because we got our card. When you fail the space, you get 2 guys back. So it only costs 1 guy. And you get a wood and a spear from the deck. Technically, you're supposed to get it from the discard pile if there is one, and then the deck if there isn't. So for 1 guy, a wood and a weapon card and a profession card, like, if there was a space down here that was get a wood and a profession card, I would play it sometimes. So I don't feel too bad about that at all. And then we have to figure out a different way of getting done what we want to get done. Well, with the wood we have here, we have some options. We could play our 2 guys on the make a chest space, get a chest and a coin, put the chest right here on our home board, and not do anything with the coin, I guess, just hold it. And that will give us 2 income right away. But since we have this going, we could hunt. We could try to hunt and potentially have some tiles to upgrade and do stuff with next turn. Because we're fairly likely to succeed at a hunt. We could also save this wood for something else. Like, we're about to have access to 2 stone. So wait, if we don't use our wood, next turn with a single... Nope, never mind. Can't play the 2. We can't play the get 2 things off of mountain space, damn. We can play the get 3 things off of mountain space. Get stone, stone, ore. And upgrade something. We're about to have access to wood, wood, stone, stone. Which we could use to play this space. Get one of our professions out of our hand. And get a bigger ship to work with right away. We could also use it to play this space, which gets you a lot of coverage very quickly. And covering up the earlier you get motion on your income diagonal, the better, obviously. So, we probably don't want to spend our wood. I don't want to make chest. Huh. But we do need something to put down on our board. We could just go get the linen right now, play it right there. Covers up 3 of the spaces that are relevant for our thing here, for our mead. Gets us started. And then we still have 1 guy left who could be just like draw a card, get a coin. The more I like go card heavy strats, the more I like it. I scored a 145 in a game with Elise the other day. And the only way I was able to do that was by playing 10 professions. I played this space twice during the game. And honestly, it felt pretty good. Like, it seemed like a pretty good game. Alright, let's go ahead and do our flax to linen. This will at least get us 1 income on the first turn. It's not mind-blowing, but it will do. And then I think I will take coin and card. Let's see if we can get a great profession to play next turn. Breeder. Turn a non-pregnant cow over to its pregnant side. Actually pretty cool. That's a pretty good card. I don't know that it's super relevant to what we're doing now. So we'll take a silver. We will go to income. I think I want to place the linen like this. I'm pretty sure that's right. Oh, it does suck. We won't be able to go whaling next turn either. You know what? Let's place the linen like this. We have to use our coin to make this legal, but this gets us that fish bonus right away. Yeah. Yeah, I feel okay about that. Okay, so animal breeding. Obviously, we don't have that going on turn 1, and we feast. Could you breed animals on turn 1? Oh, you could do sheep. Right, you have 6 guys, so you could do this space, and then your one other Viking just has to get you a coin. I should try that sometime. I really don't play with animals very much. And I definitely should, because they're very powerful. Alright, so we get a fish during the bonus phase. Then mountain strip time is not a great mountain. It's fine. Erosion takes a wood and a wood. It's probably not erosion. The timescale of this game is probably not enough for a forest to erode away. And then we switch to our other color of Vikings. Oh, and I should take my income. I do get a coin of income from Lofoten. I just, like, blazed right past that. Okay. Second harvest. It's good food. Nothing happens during the blue phase this turn, and we get a bow. Okay. Not upset about that. Okay, so what do we want to do here? Well, we could do the thing I was saying. Go to the mountain, get stone ore, and then just immediately play the huge build space, get ourselves some... oh, I should take all of the guys. Yeah, go to the mountain with this space. What else would we do? We could do this thing. Get ourselves a longship and a stone house, probably, because a longship is extremely valuable. Very, very useful. And then we would have one action, or we have one Viking unaccounted for in that sequence. Oh, well, we could... We could hunt. He could hunt. We could hunt before we do the upgrade action, so that we could upgrade one of the tiles we get from the hunt. Because if we do that, provided we succeed at the hunt, it would have to be a 2 as well. It'd have to be a 2 or a 1. We can't spend any of our wood. That being the case, maybe that's not a great idea. What are the odds of getting a 2 on 3 rolls of a d8? The chance of that not happening is 6 over 8. So in 3 rolls, the chance of not getting any 2s is 6 cubed over 8 cubed. So that's actually... It's not a huge chance of working, but it's also not a huge chance of not working. Nah. Let's try something a little more conservative, maybe? It's not usually how I roll. We could... The one Viking spaces are not great for us, though, right now. All of the fun ones are taken. We could play 1 and 1 on the... Oh, actually, I bet this is what we do, right? So, like, we take our 3 and 1 and we use it to upgrade the fish or something. And then we do the 1 and 1. Basically, we can upgrade one tile twice. So I'm pretty sure we're doing the 3 and 1 first, then. Do this. We take these things. So now we have lots of stuff to build with, and we have an ore, which is cool. And then I do this because this lets me take the silver off that mountain. And so we have... Sorry, I have to take an upgrade from this action before I do that. So we can upgrade a tile twice, or we can upgrade 2 tiles once each. What's going to be more relevant? Our feast is going to look like this, maybe, and then we throw a coin in there. And that lets me not use my fish. Although I guess double upgrading the fish isn't amazing. Because single upgrading the fish... Like, double upgrading the fish will allow me to cover this space with it. But all that does is get me 1 income, and I can already do that with a single upgrade of the fish by putting it here. So why don't we upgrade the fish once, and then upgrade this flax to also fish? But, like, we could turn a food tile red, right, and not have to pay the coin. If I do, like, this thing... The peas don't have to be sideways, but they do. Like, they have to fit on the thing. And then I don't have to pay any money into our feast. That means that all we have left for food next turn is a flax, though. I honestly don't know what the right move is. I'm going to do this. So we took one upgrade on the fish, the other upgrade on the grain. Then we do this thing. Bam. We play what? What do we play? Do we play Bait Layer or do we play Stone Carver? Actually, we're not going to be able to get much value out of Stone Carver anytime soon, probably, so let's play Bait Layer. Because next turn we have another chance at a snare, and we'll have a fish from our fish bonus, so yeah, that seems fine. And we will exchange wood and stone for a stone house and a longship. This is more about the ship than it is about the house. The longship lets us start raiding and getting lots of free big tiles. Not free, but you know what I mean. Very valuable relative to the Viking expenditure. Although we don't have any swords. We could use an ore on the longship, though. We do have this ore. So here's a question. What about this situation down here? So we're allowed to place orange and red goods into the house as long as they're not orthogonally adjacent to another good of their color. And then also we can place greens and blues and silver in whatever way we want. So what I'm thinking of is doing that, right? But also I really would like this hide. And if we have to lose a coin to get, like, we have the money to make this work. We could pay 2. We could also reconfigure this thing a little bit. Like, I could play the peas here and the flax here. And then we're paying 2 coins plus 1 for that. So that's everything we have, but that lets us do this as well. And that means that this upgrade was wasted, because this could have just been a grain and been right here. Yeah. To be fair, I think the upgrade was wasted no matter what we did with it. There was no version of this that was good. We could have upgraded the fish a second time to make it blue, just to make it slightly easier to place stuff on this board. But I'll stick with the mistake I made. It's, yeah. Alright, so let's break this. Oops, I put that in the ones. Let's break this down into singles and eat you and play you here and you here. This is really only -1 point, right? Because one of the coins is covering up a negative, and it gets me 3 points worth of placement, at least 3 points worth of placement that I otherwise would not have had. So I'm pretty confident that's right. That's a good play. So let's move to income and take our 2 income. Not really where I'd like to be at the end of the second turn, but I think we're getting stuff out of it. Alright, so we'll go ahead and feast. Obviously still no animal breeding. And then at bonus tile time, we're on fish and hide. That's not a bad place to be on turn 2. Unfortunately, we're about to start a turn with only our fish as food. So we could be in a better place there. Ooh, that's a much better mountain. That's a pretty exciting one. So would get lost from those mountains. Alright, we'll go get our orange Vikings back. Yeah, I don't know. This doesn't feel like a terrible start, to be perfectly honest with you. I think this is going places. Or at least it has the potential to go places. I do have to do a good job. Which is... that's a thing that happens sometimes. There's no reason to think that it can't happen. So the A board, the remaining A board, flips, and we buff up all the other boards. We get a new weapon tile. Okay, sword. This is not a bad time for a sword. I'm going to dump this extra mountain, just for clarity's sake. And now we're on Viking time. Okay, let's figure this out. So, we could go pillaging. Is there an action that we'd like to take beforehand? Right, if we got some stone or something, That could be valuable. We could go for our snare action now, and if we roll a 2 or less, we take the snare, and if we don't, then whatever. Like, we still get the fish upgrade. I almost wonder if it's better to fail it. Let's just do this. We go ahead and take our fish. Each time you take it, whether you succeed or not. Yeah, okay. It seems awfully good. I guess this is our starting profession, and in general, I think starting professions have a higher power level than other professions do. So, okay, and then let's roll the dice. If we get a 1 or a 2, I'll take it, and if not, we'll get our guy back. And I'm fine with both of those outcomes. Okay, sure. So we pay a snare, and the reward for laying a snare is a fur and also a snare, so we get our snare back, so I'm not even going to move it. Okay, fur's like a pretty okay tile. We're low on food. We might want to address that. So, what else can we do here? What's valuable? We can... This fur's a little awkward. See, now I wish I had upgraded this to silverware. Well, we can take an upgrade action. It wouldn't be the end of the world. If we were to take an upgrade action, like upgrade 2 is not bad. We could flip. I don't even know what we'd flip. We probably have to eat this. So actually, this wasn't meaningful. This is, if we eat this, it's the same as a fish. We could go whaling. I wish we had... I kind of wish I'd taken a gnar. We're in the place for, like, overseas trading. It'd be really good. We could go whaling, and that would also help with our food situation. Like, I know eating the whale meat is a bummer, but... we do need to eat. Well, why don't we go raiding? Why don't we pillage? If I want to pillage, let's go ahead and do it so we know what the result is so that we can plan around it. So we are going to place the ore onto the longship before doing so. So we have an ore and a sword. Okay, we rolled a 10, which is an 11 off the ore, or a 12 if we want to spend our sword. This is a real good tile. There's no two ways about that. How would it fit into our current situation? We could put it right here, right? It would block off all these. We'd have to place something here and something here. It could just be our 2 coins. And then that would have us on 3 income from the home board plus a mead bonus. Or we could just take the 11 and get, like, axe, which is a fine tile. Axe fits... Where does axe fit the best? Axe is a little awkward, actually. We could take a 10. There's nothing wrong with going under. I just, you know, like to get maximum value when I can. If we took... If we took the axe and we put it right here, we still have to fill these spaces, but we can. Trying to figure out what do we can do with this fur. You know what I wish I had? A plan. This would be a really good time for a plan. Let's go ahead and spend our sword and take the chalice. We have a good play for the chalice very easily. Okay, so now we have a lot of guys left to try to get ourselves some food. We have the option of, I don't love the weekly market spaces generally, but this one's not too bad, and it'll show us a profession, give us a bunch of stuff, and then we could use a guy to buy 2 upgrades and just like figure all of our stuff out. Yeah, let's just do it. We need a lot of food. I don't play this space a lot. I don't play any of the weekly market spaces very much, but this space at least is some decent coverage. So you get a fruit and a salt meat, and also an oil, and also a coin. And a card, because it's a 3-man space. Whenever you fail at raiding, get mead. That's interesting. The reason that's interesting is that you can just declare that you failed raiding no matter what you roll. And so then that space is get a sword and a stone and a mead. Interesting, actually. Do I want to do that? So hold on. If we just ate the fruit, because it's a lot of upgrades to make fruit be relevant. We could do that. We could just eat the coin and eat everything we got from that space except the ore. I know it sucks to eat like a big tile, but fruit is really a long way away from scoring. It's like very awkward. Then we could take 2 upgrades with this guy, turn this into whale bones, and turn one of these other tiles blue for spacing concerns. It's not horrible, actually. It feels like it might be okay. So what would we do? If we say turned... So we can put this where we said we were going to put it. We could just plug a green tile in here, like we just hang the oil out. And we could flip the hide to blue and put it there as a silverware. And that lets us do this without spending any of our money, so then we can use our money to try to fill over here a little bit. Like all we need to do is put any tile down to gain an income, right? So we could also use this for that. We could turn this guy blue and put him right here. Bam. More income. Then we got this great big fur that really isn't doing anything for us right now. It's awkward. We could put it right here. What if we made the focus of this turn trying to get this thing turned on? So like we flip over you. See. We need to fill 3 spaces in to make this work, and we only have 2 silver. But we could do this. Hold on, Chalice. Hold on a second. We could do this and fill in these 2 spaces with silver, because that's a legal play. And then we have 3 income from this board, plus 1 income from here. And we end up holding the Chalice for a turn. That's not, like, the end of the world. It does mean I'm taking 4 income on turn 2, which is, like, not awesome. Unfortunately, this Chalice is just a little bit too big to be good over here. It also means we're very close to filling up Lofoten entirely, which is fine. It's not really anything. I don't know why I started commenting on it like it was a big deal. Yeah, there's just nothing to do with the Chalice if we do that. Let's do that. We will hold the Chalice. The Chalice will still be a very good tile next turn. The Chalice was an investment. So we're playing our guys 2 upgrades. Oops, that's not the 2 upgrade slot. We are indeed upgrading this to silverware, and I'll go ahead and upgrade this to whale meat or whale bones. Like I said, I don't know that we're actually playing this turn either. Honestly, is there a version of this where I? No, there's not. That's fine. We'll just hold it. Though maybe I want this to be here instead. Is this better coverage? Nah. Because the thing about this play is, first of all, obviously more coverage is nice, but secondly, it leaves 2 1x3 spaces on this island to cover up, and we get a lot of 1x3 tiles. I know we'll have to turn them blue before we can put them down, but I still think it's a good move. Yeah, so we'll just hold some... I don't feel amazing about having tiles that are not earning, but yeah, it feels fine. So let's go ahead and take our income of 4. We gotta focus on fixing our income. That's what next turn is all about, is fix my income. Then animal breeding. Obviously, there's no animal breeding. Feast. And now, before we move to the bonus phase, obviously we want to put a coin down. Now, we could place our chalice now and do the thing we were going to do to get a mead. We're about to take a feast with a fish, so I feel extremely set on food right now. I think we'll just hold it. So, bonus tile time. Our bonuses this turn are fish and hide and hide. Got a lot of tiles to work with. I don't know, I'd be lying if I said that I thought it was the best start I've ever had, but I think we can get places from here. So we rode some wood off of all those mountains. Which guys are we? We're playing with the Black Vikings now. Alright, so we get a harvest and then some... Hold on, one thing at a time here, but I'm not going back up there. So we'll just move the thing now because I'm lazy. Alright, so our harvest gets us these goods. Then it's the blue phase, which is the B island flips over. And all the other islands get money. Next turn, C is going to flip, and the front side of C is Iceland, which is very good. The back side of C is also fine, but we might want to take Iceland, given that we already have a ship capable of doing so. I think Iceland's just very good. And we get to draw a weapon card. It is Sword. Don't feel too bad about that. Okay, so we have 3 money. We could potentially emigrate a ship this turn. I don't know if that's the right play or not. So we could use our ship to get another island. It does have an ore committed to it, which we just lose if we emigrate, and I might want to use it for raiding. We could potentially build another ship. I don't have any building resources, though. It would actually be pretty cool to have a Gnar. So we're getting a lot of green tiles, and it would be nice to be able to flip them. In like a really Viking efficient way. If we were going to get a Gnar, though, like what? We'd have to... It's like spend a Viking to get wood, spend 2 Vikings to build Gnar, spend 2 Vikings to emigrate, spend 1 Viking to use the Gnar, and then also we have to get 2 more silver yet, because we have to spend 1 on this and 1 more than we have on the emigration. So that's probably getting a Gnar, using it, and then emigrating it is probably a pipe dream. Although, actually, well, hold on. I think we do want to take Iceland. Let's just take Iceland. Let's start with that. Take Iceland with a long ship, because Iceland has 4 silver on it, right? So now we're actually all set. If we don't want to emigrate, but we still want to use the Gnar, we could just buy one at this point. Let me think here. We could go whaling. Purchase and use a Gnar. So this is the Gnar use guy. And then we still have 3 Vikings left, with which we could do all kinds of stuff. Where are we at on our feast? Oh, look at how pretty the emigration is. It's actually really convenient. But we need upgrade actions and stuff. What do we need? What do we need? We need... What does the emigration sequence look like? Get wood, build Gnar, emigrate Gnar, use a guy to use the Gnar, and then we have 1 pawn left. That pawn could get us another green tile. Then when we use our Gnar, we flip over 3 tiles to blue. We could get some filling done. And an early emigration is really powerful. You know what? I'm actually going to do it. So we're going to get 2 wood, and then I'm going to spend the 2 wood to build a Gnar. This space. Then we're going to play Flax to Linen. Then we're going to play Overseas Trading. Pay a coin to flip over any number of different green tiles. So 3 upgrades is fine for a guy, I think. 3 upgrades minus a point. It's a little bit... We paid a coin to avoid paying a Viking, basically. I think that's actually totally reasonable. And then we have 2 guys, and we just emigrate this this Nar. So... Iceland's nice because the bottom of the income diagonal is 1. So even if you take it and then don't do anything to it, it gets you a coin right away. But it also had 4 points on it when we took it, so that was cool. So this is turn 4. Let's dump the silver. Bam, look at that. That's actually like... That's a very good fit. That feels really nice. Okay, let's figure out what we want to do with all these tiles before the income phase starts. So we have 2 silver left to play with. We still have all of the plays that we had before with our chalice, but now we have some new stuff, so let's see if maybe some of that might be good. Right, because we can put this here. It gets us this bonus and covers up a huge amount of bottom space. And let's try to make this play legal by actually, you know, covering up all the stuff. Could do this. Put our 2 silver in there. And then... Right, if I do this... Then we could... just play the silverware here and get up to 5 income on this board right away, plus some bonuses. The other thing we could do is play it like here, and then also use 2 of our money from our income to get the fish bonus. This is the only place where the silverware gets us more income. I think I am going to do that. And we don't have to cover this space until we cover the 5, so... Yeah, that feels pretty good, I think. So we just gained 5 income. And another oil. Cool. So going to the income step, our income is 5, 8, 9. 9 at turn 4. That's alright. So we'll take a lot of this as singles because 2, 3, 4, 5. I have a feeling I'm going to spend a lot of it as singles on our boards. Yeah, and then we feast these things. Yeah, there's no animal breeding. Did our feast. Then we move to bonuses. From our house, we get a hide. From this this island, we get a hide and a fish. And from this island, we get an oil and a stone and an ore. Solid. I feel pretty good about that. Was that sequence of plays a little bit inefficient? I'm a little, you know, maybe. Once again, the new mountain very neatly holds all of the things that fell off of the other mountains. That's nice. There's a pleasing, I don't know, symmetry to that. It's not quite symmetry. But you know how, like, you know those machines, those videos and GIFs of, like, satisfying machines, and you watch it and, like, every part of it just exactly fits and everything just barely doesn't collide, and it's satisfying in that way. By the way, if you are into that stuff, holy shit, do yourself a favor and go buy Opus Magnum. It's on Steam. It's like 15 or 20 bucks. It's so good for provoking that feeling. I don't know that I've ever had that feeling more frequently. So where are we at here? We're getting Vikings back, and then we're getting these guys. Okay, and we have no harvest this turn, but honestly, I think we're in a fine place food-wise. And then this turn, Iceland would have flipped over if it was still out there. And we put money on all of the other islands. Okay, so this turn, I'm pretty sure I said this last turn. But this turn has to be devoted to getting some coverage on our home board. I ended up getting a lot of coverage somewhere else, and it was actually very, very good. I'm not sad about it, but we gotta get stuff going here. Also, we do have the ability to do that, don't we? We also have the ability to do a nice, easy pillage. I think we lead with pillage. We have a stone that I'm willing to pay into the pillage. We have a sword that we could pay into the pillage. Actually, before I go to the pillage, though, we could do this, right? We could go 3 things off a mountain. Get this. We could put a 3rd ore onto our boat and then have 2 stone left over to do stuff with. And then if we don't need the stone, obviously we can use it for cool stuff. So, who gets upgraded? I think this is right. Let's go ahead and do this. We'll take stone ore money. We have a fair amount of cash this turn. I'm feeling good about that. Not because I want to buy stuff with it, but because I want to put it on boards. So we gotta fill. So I gotta turn one of these blue tile or one of these green tiles blue, right? That's gotta be the upgrade. Just we had too many green tiles. Okay. And then let's go and have ourselves a pillage. So we'll put our 3rd ore onto our longship. So we're now at +3 to our roll with the ability to gain an additional +3 if we want to. So if we roll high enough... Oh, 2's not going to do it. For example, if we roll 10, we could spend all of our stuff to go take the English crown, which has 2 points on it. And I mean, what else am I going to spend this stone on? Well, here's the thing. We do have wood available, and we could get wood, stone, stone, or wood, stone, stone, and then have the ability to do these. But also, we could go get the English crown right now, and then have the English crown. Let's do it. It's possible that I tunnel vision on this thing a little bit, but man, it's really good. Yeah, so that's very good. I'm very excited about that. I don't even know where we're going to put it. I just know that it's real good, and I like it. It does actually do a great job of filling in the rest of Iceland. Right? There's a little break in the island that fits right into the thing here. This is probably what we do with it. Obviously, we're going to have to do a little bit of work to make that legal, but that's almost certainly where it goes. We'll see if the home board could be filled in with it, but like it's going to get us most of the way to 3 more income. It feels all right. Okay, we have 6 guys left. We have a huge amount of money. We could use to emigrate. Honestly, what do we have? We would need 10. We have enough money here to purchase a Gnar and then immediately emigrate it with the 3-man emigration space. Oh, we should whale. Yeah. We haven't whaled in a while. Do I want to go get wood from the mountain first so that we have a little bit of a buffer to failure? Actually, I kind of think we're in a place where I don't care if we fail. You know what else we could do? It's turn 5. So there's 3 animal breeding steps left in the game. We could take some of this huge amount of money that we have and go get animals. Maybe that's a good place to put some stuff down. So what's our feast look like right now? It turns out it's fine. It's dealt with. So, we eat this in a coin, probably. We save this guy for later. So... we also could do it like... Hold on a second. What if I wanted to do a snare thing? I could do this and buffered with 2 silver, right? We could upgrade this guy via snare, and then we could get some more upgrades. We could like do the 2 upgrade space, upgrade the game meat to whale bones, and potentially the fur to jewelry. Like if we actually hit the snare, which I'm not going to count on or anything. So if we did that, that would be 2 guys. I'm having a real hard time selecting 2 guys. That would leave us 4 guys left. what would we do if we had that? We would probably want to play an upgrade action of some kind, although it's not certain which one. We have all these professions, but they're not great. None of them are awesome. We're definitely in a place where Stonecarver actually could be good now. I'm wondering if I want to take one of the profession playing spaces. Because we could do this, right? We could do this. Because it's a 3 Viking space, it would draw us a card, and then we just play all 4 of our cards. If we go get a cow first. That's not enough Vikings. So what if we don't snare? We go buy a cow. We like do this space, buy cow and milk for 3 coins. Then we do this space, play all of our professions, and because we have a cow, we get to flip it with breeder, so it will breed another cow at the end of the turn. So really we're paying the money for 2 cows, which feels alright. I kind of like this plan. So we'll pay 3 money. We'll get a cow and a milk. Wait, what am I doing? So now we can do this like this and just eat 1 coin. Save our fish. For potential shenanigans later. Although, I don't... What would those shenanigans be? I could save this guy and do fish beans. Like... What if we do this feast and we save the cabbage? Because if we build a house, the cabbage is going to end up being worth more than the fish, and we're going to get a free fish. Like, we know we're getting more fish, so that's an okay feast. We'll save this guy for putting in houses or whatever. Okay. So here's a question. Do I want to draw another card before I do this? Or do I want to use this guy to, like, get 2 upgrades? We could start turning these tiles over and maybe make them into something good. Or I could not be such a huge idiot. We feast like this, and I just turn this into a green tile that we can spend. Yeah. I'm torn. The problem with this is that we don't know, right? The profession that we draw could be relevant or it could not. This is... The uncertainty that the professions add to the game, I think, is really important to keeping it from going stale. Your valuations of spaces, so many of them, too, are like, when you do this space, thing happens, so then your valuations of spaces change from game to game, and... So if I took 2 upgrades, we flip this to green, and we flip one of these other things to green. You know what? Let's just play the profession space. So we draw a card because it's a 3-man space, and then we play. Okay, interesting. So we play Drunkard, which is if you fail at rating, you get a mead, which is, boy, I don't even know if it's good. Play Breeder to flip our cow. Play Stonecarver, which we might actually make use of. And then we play Courier, and I'm not sure. I'm going to go look this one up, too. It says take the cloak pin from another player's board, but it's not on a player. Like, I bet, hold on. You get to play 1 to 4 professions. I'm going to hold on to this for a second here. We're going to go look this up in the appendix real quick, number 70. And if this does require it to actually be on a player's board, then we just won't play it. We'll hold on to it. If the cloak pin special tile is on any player's board, including yours, you can immediately move it to your supply. Fill the spot you took with the cloak pin with a silverware and a runestone to fit the shape. So yeah, this literally doesn't do anything. So we'll hold on to it. And we'll get the cloak pin ourselves, and then we'll play this, and it'll get us 5 extra points of coverage. So that space turned out to be a total bust. That was not a good deal. That's a shame. And then I think I do want to take 2 upgrades, and we'll upgrade, like, you to wool and you to silverware? Probably. And we don't get any additional coverage on our home board. But look at this. This is so good, I can't even be mad about that. And then we place, like, silverware and our oil to make this work. And then also silverware and a coin, because there's a spot here. And Iceland is complete. And our home board has no progress. And we can't even make any progress on it. Because I can't put the... I don't know, you guys. It's probably worth playing 2 silver to get this moving a little bit. Because, right, it's 1 silver right now. And then, you know, depending on the way this turns out, it may end up being a lot more. Yeah, okay. Weird. Weird, potentially bad stuff is happening. I could play the rest of my silver. No, I would need 1 more silver to cover that 3. Oh, I do have to play another silver over here, though. This is required for this to be legal. Okay. So, that was actions. We have an animal breeding step during which our pregnant cow gives birth. Cool. And then we have to eat the food from the feast. Which feels pretty okay. I think it was a good feast. And we're at least getting good bonuses, right? So from this island we get fish and oil and stone and ore. And from this island we get fish and hide. And from our home board we get nothing, and from our house we get a hide. Okay, guys, can you guess what I'm about to say our focus for this coming turn has to be? Well, it turns out I'm 100% right this time, so let's see. This gets removed, this gets removed, this gets removed, and this gets removed. Lovely. Yeah, I don't feel great about this play. I think turned out really poorly. Oh, well. So, we are getting back the Black Vikings, and while that play turned out to have a much lower value than its, you know, potential maximum, I do think that we're actually still in a pretty good place overall. We gotta make some moves over here, though. Okay, there's no... Oh, no, this is the turn of the final harvest. Boy, my brain was feeling like we were a turn further away from the end of the game than we are. A little nervous. This is the turn that the D board flips. Tierra del Fuego now worth 8 points more than it says on the thing. Still, I think, probably wrong to take, because I think we're going to be spending the last 2 turns filling our home board. And we get a weapon draw, and then it's action time. Our weapon draw is Harpoon. Well. Hey, we have a wool left over. That's actually really good for us, because we also have a hide. So, we can take a single upgrade action, turns our hide into silverware, and then we can play this space. Which is a lot of points, and very good. The first thing we should do is... we should probably get this cloak pin, like... I didn't even realize the special tiles had names. So if we get the cloak pin, we place it on our board somewhere. I don't even know if it matters where right now. I would put it like right here probably. So you have to put a coin down to make it legal. I didn't get my income. Huh. My income of 8 plus 3 plus 2. So 13. It's not bad. 6, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Yes, wait a second, I should have like a lot of silver. Okay. So, we could do the 3-man raid, or the 3-man pillage. We could raid. If I roll a 5 or higher, I don't even have to spend... Oh, no, wait, that's right. When raiding, you don't get to use the ore on your longships. Okay. So we could raid, right? And if it works, cool. And if it doesn't work, then it gives me a stone plus a mead plus a sword. And if we had 2 stone, then we could go get 2 wood and we could do some building. Let's try it. I want the cloak pin, and I'm willing to spend the stone to get it if we roll a 7, and if we don't roll a 7 or an 8, then I will just fail and it'll be cool. We have acquired a thing that buffers. Okay, absolutely. Spending stone to make that be an 8, and we will get our cloak pin. Pretty lucky. Yeah, if that hadn't worked out, things would have been fine. So we'll just place it here immediately. And now, we want to upgrade. Probably I want to do this, right? Take an ore plus an upgrade, and then that means I can take ore stone with the 2 space. So upgrade to a silverware. And we'll take 4 pawns over to this beautiful space here, where we can upgrade a silverware to a jewelry and a cloak, or a wool to a cloak, and also get paid. So wool becomes robe, sorry, and silverware becomes jewelry. Okay. We could do an emigration. We could just spend 5 points to buy a gnar and then immediately emigrate it. Actually, this is a turn where using a gnar is probably good. So we could go whaling, right? And then if we succeed, and there's an okay chance that we will with all these spears, then, I don't know. We don't have enough guys to whale and also overseas trade and also emigrate. We have some ore. Oh, yeah, and when I do that, I play a card, right? There's like a whole thing here. We play the courier. We get the cloak pin off of our board. By the way, on the card it says from another player's board, but in the appendix it definitely says if the special tile is on any player's board, including yours, you can immediately move it to your supply and then replace it with a runestone and a silverware in that formation. Oh, and also, like, we had to, before we could even play the cloak pin there, we had to have played this silver. Sorry, we had to have played this ore that we had in our supply. Yeah. Okay. So that was worth 5 points now. That's okay. Or it's worth 5 spaces of coverage, which is at least 5 points, but usually better. I mean, maybe we're okay. Maybe we don't need the upgrades. Yeah, we have enough silver to serve as buffers and stuff. So let's whale. Because I do think this is right. This is a lot of points. Provided it works. We draw a card. When you succeed at hunting game, get a coin. Okay. That might get used. So, we need a 5 or less. Pretty good odds of a 5 or less. That's a 6. That's a 7. Uh-oh. I'm going to fail this whaling roll. Okay, 1. 1 is reduced to 0 by the printed ore on the whaling boat, and we spend nothing. I got a little nervous there. Okay, these are good tiles. Now, we could purchase a gnar and emigrate it. We could also purchase a gnar and use it and also do some other action. Oh, we probably do want to do that, right? Because the other action would be this thing. Oh, Flax to Linen's available too. Well, we'll do that next turn. So why don't we go ahead and go to the mountain. Take ore and 2 silver. And then, do we want to buy the Gnar and use it to flip 4 tiles over, or do we need to? Because we have so much silver that we could use to buffer these tiles. I think we actually probably are fine with them just being green. So what do we want to do with one guy? We could draw a profession card. We could... Do we have any stone? We don't. I used all my stone, so we can't do this. We could just take the Flax to Linen now. We could hunt. I would kind of like to play this before hunting. I guess it's only 1 extra point if we play it before hunting. And the chances of my hunt succeeding are not super large. Wait. Maybe the right action would have been not to take the stuff off the mountain and instead to go snare. We get to upgrade one of our fish and then... I don't know. We can still do that next turn too. So we could play a card. We could play our Antler Seller this turn, spend 1 of the ore. We could milk our cows. We do have 2 cows. None of this other stuff really seems great. So basically it's like milk the cows or Flax to Linen. Let's just Flax to Linen. I know I'm going to do it. I may as well just do it now. Right, because we're extremely fine on food. Okay, so before we move up to the income phase, let's actually make some coverage on our home board. Well, first of all, let's figure out our feast. So, I think we're probably going to end up eating the whale meat. Whale meat is too large to fit in houses in most places, and there's 2 spots where you can put whale meat, and it's worth at most 4 points. Or, a fruit, rather. And we'd have to upgrade it twice for it to be a scoring tile. The whale meat I think we can probably find an upgrade for. I'm a lot less sanguine about the fruit. So if we have to eat the fruit, we will. I'm not too worried about it. No, it turns out we have a really easy feast this turn. Okay. Fish bonus. It's like extremely good. I can't say enough good words about fish bonus. So let's try to figure out how to do this. So we can do this, right? We can buffer these with a little bit of silver. We do not need nearly the amount of money that we have. So we are just going to be very aggressive with expending it. Yeah, I want to do this here, maybe? That's a pretty good cover. Put this guy here. I guess I probably want to spend this ore, too. We could go... You there... You here, put this ore here, and then we'll just put 4 silver down right there, and we'll put the oil right here. Secure that. This linen can go here, and I am absolutely willing to spend all of my silver obtaining more income upgrades. I have no problem with that. So we can get the 6 very easily. Can, and I'm sure should. Getting the 7 would require me to play 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 more silver, which I do not have. But we can get a little bit of extra income out of Lofoten, right? So we don't actually need a huge amount of money for the last turn. Let's trade in this 4 for 2 2s. So we have to play this here. Okay, so there's some extra income. Do I want the resources? We have 6 money left, and currently our income is going to be 12.19. So we're going to have enough money to do anything we want to do next turn, realistically. I probably want the wood. I'm just thinking if we do this, now we have wood, wood, stone, stone, and that's enough to do a house building action, right? We could take this thing. So I think I do want to get to that. I want to get that free income. I don't actually know if the extra stone is worth 2 points. I think, well, it's 1 point. Is a stone worth 1 point? Yeah, probably. Right, because one of these silvers is income neutral. Or is point neutral, rather. Okay, I feel alright about that. And I know that this is going to happen. Let's just go ahead and do it. That's a point positive silver. There's no way I'm going to spend 19 money. Okay, so income time. It's 19 money time, right? Did I math it good? 12 plus 7 is, in fact, 19. Let's take it as 12 plus 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay. So animal breeding, cow gets pregnant. This is a 6-point cow, because it's going to reproduce right before the end of the game. Then we feast. So basically my point is we shouldn't upgrade this cow unless you know, there's no action that is worth more than the upgrade action. This cow, however, is much more likely to be upgraded. And we are bonusing. So our bonuses are a little bit better this time. We get oil and fish and stone and ore from Iceland, plus hide and fish and stone and wood from Lofoten. Like I said, I've really come around. I think this is actually very good, because the thing that makes it good is that it's easy to fill. This is actually the hardest time I've ever had filling it, and I would say that this has not been difficult. So you get hide from our other house, and also ore and wood and mead and stone and a rune stone. Pretty okay. And one final mountain phase. My favorite mountain is down here at the end of the bag. So this mountain loses a stone, this mountain loses a stone, this one loses a wood, and this one loses a wood. Get that out of here. Okay, and then it's the Orange Vikings for the finale. I wanted to say, and then my brain jumped back and forth between whether it would be better to say finale or final 6 or so times during me trying to say the word. Get over there. It turns out talking is very difficult. So there's no harvest, there's no blue phase. We get one final weapon draw, and it is bow. Okay. Let's take our final turn. I feel alright about this. I think we're going to fill our home board at least. So let's... We definitely want to build a longhouse, because we're going to have a lot of unscored food. We're going to have a lot of uneaten food. So we build a longhouse and a gnar. The question is, do we want to acquire another profession before doing so? Is there anything I feel would be worth getting? Well, we should probably raid. Or pillage, rather. Then we possibly want to emigrate. And emigration on the last turn is not always spectacular. Right, because if we emigrate the gnar we build, we're paying 7 coins, which is 7 points, plus 5 more points from the Gnar. We're paying 12 points to get 18 points. So at plus 6, that's 3 points per Viking that we play to do it. But it's actually a little bit better than that because it might allow us to get 1 or maybe even 2 extra points by taking the food that would have gone in this slot and instead putting it in a longhouse. So it's probably 3 or maybe even 4 points per Viking. It's actually fine. It's just not it's not mind-blowing. So probably we want to do that. I bet we're not going to get a lot of better plays actually than that. And then these guys are there's going to be some number of upgrades played, and we'll figure stuff out. So I guess I'm fine with this. Like, we probably do want to hunt this turn. Yeah. Okay. Let's make this my profession play. So we'll do this. We'll play Antler Seller. And it does have 2 points on it as well. We will spend wood and stone to get a Gnar and a longhouse. And this time we're being guided mostly by the house rather than by the ship. Okay. Then we hunt. May as well. Actually, hold on. Do I want to... No, there's no way I want to get resources. Let's actually pillage, though. Because I'm curious what the outcome of this will be, and it may affect things. 5, I will reroll. Oh, it almost stopped on 11. Actually, I guess it doesn't super matter. So that's a 9. It's actually a 12. It's a 13 if we want to spend the stone. So, if we want to spend our stone, we can get this shield. Now, the stone is worth a point at least. We can just drop it on the stone house. Shield is a lot of coverage. I think the difference between you and you is this is 9 tiles and this is 6, 8, this is 12. So we're paying a stone to get 4 extra tiles of coverage. I think that's a pretty okay deal, provided that we don't run out of space on our home board and end up wasting stuff. I don't think that's a realistic concern right now. So let's keep moving. We probably still want to emigrate, but we need upgrades really badly. So why don't we start with figuring out what our feast looks like, huh? So let's assume we're going to do this, because I think there's a pretty good chance. We haven't done our snare yet. I may want to overseas trade with this Gnar before we retire it, because we're going to end up with a lot of different tiles over here. A lot of different green tiles, I mean. So let's... Feast is maybe like this? Possibly? So we could upgrade... This, if upgraded, would be a green tile that we don't have yet. And then we could upgrade, the game meat, or the cabbage to game meat. Or we're going to get game meat when we try to snare. Right, so hunt, snare, upgrades. No, hunt, snare, do the Gnar thing. And then whatever's still food gets... So if we don't do any upgrades, then... This is our feast? Because I don't really want the whale meat. Right, we fill the... Let's see what the house looks like. And then we have plenty of room for fish in places where they will score 2 points each. One of them is only scoring 1. Is that necessarily the case? And we can make this guy score 2 by making this guy only score 1. So it's not actually better. Yeah. This is without accounting for an emigration. Is it maybe the case that I don't do the emigration? Because if we didn't place these in here, let's take these back for a second. If we didn't place these in here, and we don't do the emigration, could I get more points than that? Yeah, because we have to do upgrades, right? We have this cattle that we have to turn. So, let's go ahead and I think I do want to do the snare for sure. So we will trade you for a game meat, and then we'll snare. And we just have to hit a 2 or less, or we get our guy back also fine. Like, okay, we hit a 1. So we pay our snare, get our snare back. Also get fur. Pretty okay. Then we hunt. And hold on, I should look up Antler Seller, because this might be the same. It might be that even if we fail the hunt, we get the coin. Let's find out. This one I'll be sad if we fail. Each time you take a hunting game action, if you succeed. Oh yeah, it says succeeded right on it. Maybe I should read. Okay, well on that one we only have to get a 3. I feel like there's pretty solid odds of a 3 and 3 rolls of a d8. Yep, got there. So we'll spend our 2 bows. And we will get a hide and another game meat and a coin. 3-point profession. You know. It's alright, I suppose. This kind of implies that professions are worth roughly 5 points in the eyes of the game, I think, so that doesn't feel that good. We haven't used this at all. This is going to be a 1-point profession. Okay, so now we have 3 guys left. We could still emigrate, but I think I want to do some upgrading. So we maybe are eating like this. We'll take... okay, so you're the Gnar guy. So if we take 2 upgrades, we get 2 tiles that are not yet represented among our greens to make our flip thing even more efficient. Maybe we don't need to do the Gnar action, actually. Maybe I'm being silly. I'm looking at this now and thinking, like, maybe we have enough silver that we can space our green tiles out enough that we don't need to do that. So, like, let's take 2 upgrades and then emigrate, perhaps? We're going to have way extra food, I think. Robe and skin and bones. I'm sure that's right. And then... actually, this leaves us with just enough food. These fish go in places where they're worth 2 points each. So this guy's 3 points, this guy's 2 points, and these guys are each 2 points. And then... if we emigrate, I can take back this thing. That's worth a point. So that makes the emigrate play worth 7 points on these 2 guys. Oh, I didn't upgrade my cows. I didn't upgrade my single cow. Why don't we... I wouldn't do this if I was playing multiplayer, but why don't we take this action instead as 3 upgrades? Flip the cow to green. And then we could still take the Gnar action, right? It will let me flip a lot of stuff. Or we could... I have ore. I can't really use ore for anything. Wish I had a stone left. We could take a 2 upgrade, which is a little bit... I think we're fine. The thing is, I don't think we have to turn these blue. Because I think we have so much silver left that we're going to be able to space out our green tiles. If I take the 2 upgrade, it relieves the pressure a little bit without causing me to spend a coin. Yeah, that's maybe the right play. The other thing we could do is if I really think I'm fine, we could just do something that generates coin, but like, that's only 1 point that we're talking about there. Oh, this meat is actually 2 points if I had done that thing. So actually what we would do instead is not eat the mead. We would eat a coin in its place, and then I put the mead here. We pay a point to gain 2 points. Yeah, and we just take upgrade 2, and if it turns out we didn't need it, then all we did was boot 1 point. But I don't think that this Viking is worth more than 1 point anywhere, right? Nothing we do with him is worth more than 1 point. If we had a wood, we could have him turn the wood into a whaling boat for 3 points, but we don't. So yeah, I'm going to do this. I'm going to take the 2 upgrades. If we turn these to blue, then I think we're 100% for sure safe. I think we were safe before, probably. Okay, so let's try to fill our home board before we take our final income action. So put you here. Use our 2 ore to fill out the corners. I think it was right to leave this cattle because I think we're good. I think we got there. So like if I do this, just trying to figure out where the green tiles go in this mess. Nope. If we do it like this, now we have room for this 3x3. And then we just space these out as best we can. Ooh, this is not... Oh, that's not even legal. Uh-oh. Was I wrong? Was I not in the clear here? Okay, hold on. Let's move this guy out from the wall. And we'll use this space to hide a couple of these green tiles. So we could put, like... Put you here. And this thing can go here. And we still will use 1 ore. And then we'll put this one here. And this one here. And the 3x3 tile can sit there to disguise those. And then this guy could be elsewhere. Right, we could put you here. Here. This still doesn't quite work. I was wrong. I do need another upgrade. Uh-oh. There's probably a way to make this work. Hold on. Let's not panic just yet. Okay, what about this? Yeah, this is fine. Right? And then we just have to fill the space with silver. No, this is not fine. This is actually still a problem. If we move this down to here, move this guy to here. There we go. That's where it is. No. No, not quite. I am amazed by how difficult this is turning out to be. Yeah, I actually did need... What if we waste 2 points? Like... I mean, I guess that's not actually different from just putting the... Oh, no, we're fine, we're fine. We're totally fine, because this can go down here. There it is. That's legal, right? None of the greens are touching, and then we just fill with silver. Because each of these silvers is worth considerably more than a point. I have no 2s. 1, 2, 3, 4. Right, because each one of these is worth a point, but also contribution toward getting the considerably higher income. So if you're wondering how we've done here, the answer, honestly, is I'm not totally sure. I'm really glad that I took those 2 insurance upgrades because I had figured it wrong, and we totally did need the upgrades, every one of them. Okay. And then we have an income step, and I'm going to see how much is that? It is 12 plus is 30. Let's go ahead and take it. We don't have to. We could just score it looking at it on the board, but look at how pretty it is. It's so much income. It's so much silver. Yeah, look at that. Just points. Points on points on points. Okay. And then we have a final animal breeding phase during which our pregnant cow gives birth. Cool. And then we have to eat this feast. And that's it. We did it. So, honestly, I don't know. I don't think that this score was amazing, but I think it's fine, probably. So let's start with our loose silver is 34.39. Plus we have 5 points of professions, 20 points from our islands, plus 27 points from houses, 2 points because I have the English crown, 6 points of cows, 18 points of emigrated ships, and 16 points of not emigrated ships. And I believe that's all of our sources of points. Do I have any? Nope, I don't have any loose building resources to fill with. So, yeah, this is our final score, it looks like. So what is that? That's 44, 64, 71, 91, 93, 99, 117, 133? Probably. Minus 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 points. So final score of 123, I'm pretty sure. I'm actually going to just pop open this Windows calculator here because I don't feel at all sure of my math there. It's 18 plus 16. Okay, yes, that's right. So, 123 points, not a great score. A fine score. This is like where I usually score. Every once in a while I'm able to creep up to 140, and I feel really good about that. But, yeah, I guess that's going to be it for this game. I hope that this was entertaining to somebody. I hope that if you are having trouble with Feast for Odin, you could learn something, not just from my good plays, but also from my bad plays. You know, you see me do stuff, and you can know not to do it yourself. I'm not really sure where it is that I screwed up. Somewhere I made some mistakes, for sure, but I don't know where. Maybe I should have been more aggressive with getting houses, because we had a lot of extra food for a long time, and if you get an extra house early and place a bunch of food into it, you can use the 2 food tiles, or the 2 food bonuses that are on it, to pay back the food, and end up with a bunch of, more food than you otherwise would have had, and so, you know, be fine. I didn't emigrate as much as I probably should have. Early emigrations are incredibly valuable, right? Because, like, if you emigrate something on turn 2, first of all, you get way more points because you only paid 2 silver into the emigration. But secondly, it saves you those 2 squares of feasting 6 times, which probably means 6 extra food tiles, some of which will get upgraded and placed on your boards and stuff. I don't know. Maybe I needed to get a 3rd island. Maybe I needed to do more emigration. The problem here is that we kind of ran out of places to score tiles. So tiles aren't points, right? It's very tempting to think of green and blue tiles as points. But they're not. They're the negation of negative points. And there's an important difference, because at some point you run out of the ability to negate negative points. And if we had flipped our other cow or something, it would have been worth nothing, right? So you do need a lot of sources of positive points to get a good score, and we just didn't have enough. Only getting 20 total points from islands is maybe pretty bad. I probably should have, like, pursued Newfoundland. Not necessarily in addition to these 2 islands, but maybe, like, instead of Iceland or something. I don't know. 123 is not a bad score. I'm not going to grouse about it too much. So that's going to be it for us for today. I hope you guys enjoyed the video as much as I enjoyed making it, or maybe even a little more. Listen, I'm not going to tell you how to live your life. Come back next time, probably for video games. Honestly, it's going to be a little while before another board game video post, probably next week. But, yeah, I'm enjoying doing these. If you guys are enjoying doing them, you know, leave some comments saying so. And if there's a game you'd like to see me play, especially, that's something I'd really like to hear. Because as it is, I don't know what really has cool solo modes. And obviously, I can't read your minds. That machine I built does not work. So that's going to be it for us for today. Thank you guys so much. Come back next time. Next time. Soon for more board games. Come back soon for more board games. Professional outro. And we'll see you then.